Baby Formula NEC Lawsuit Premature Infants at Risk. The NEC lawsuit refers to legal actions taken against manufacturers of baby formula products containing cow's milk, which have been linked to an increased risk of necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC in premature infants. Despite being aware of this risk, manufacturers aggressively marketed their cow's milk-based formulas to hospitals and parents of preemies in the NICU and after hospital discharge. These lawsuits allege that companies such as Abbott Laboratories, Similac, and Mead Johnson and Company, Enfamil, failed to adequately warn parents and healthcare providers about the potential dangers of their products for preterm babies. If your premature child developed necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC, after being fed cow's milk-based formula while in NICU, you may be eligible to pursue compensation. Contact TruLaw using the chatbot on our website to receive an instant case evaluation and determine your eligibility to join others in filing an NEC lawsuit today. The lawsuits allege that the baby formula manufacturers are responsible for producing and selling products that are inherently dangerous to a vulnerable population, low birth weight babies. These claims focus on three main areas of concern. 1. Defective design. The plaintiffs allege that the cow's milk-based formula was defectively designed, making them unsafe for premature infants. 2. Failure to warn. The lawsuits claim that the manufacturers did not provide sufficient warnings about the risks associated with their products. 3. Misleading marketing. The plaintiffs argue that the manufacturers marketed their products as safe and nutritionally equivalent to human breast milk despite knowing the increased risks of NAC. Parents claim that the companies did not sufficiently warn them or healthcare providers about the increased risk of NEC associated with cow milk formula. These lawsuits assert that the manufacturers were aware or should have been aware of the risks, but chose not to disclose this information adequately, thereby putting primarily affected premature infants at significant risk. The plaintiffs argue that this failure to warn constitutes negligence and has resulted in devastating health outcomes for their children, including NEC developmental delays and other long-term health issues. The link between cow's milk-based formulas and an increased risk of necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC in premature infants, is supported by extensive medical research. Studies consistently show that preterm infants fed exclusively with cow's milk formula are at a higher risk for developing NAC compared to those fed breast milk or a human milk-based diet. A systematic review published in the Journal of Pediatrics highlighted that preterm infants given cow's milk formulas are more susceptible to NEC than those who receive breast milk. Research indicates a significant decrease in NEC cases among very low birth weight infants when fed exclusively with human milk rather than cow's milk-based formulas. These studies provide critical evidence that cow's milk formulas can contribute to severe health risks in premature infants, forming the scientific basis for ongoing legal actions against formula manufacturers. NEC can have severe and long-lasting health consequences for affected infants. The condition causes inflammation and bacterial invasion of the intestinal tissue, leading to necrosis, tissue death, and, in severe cases, perforation of the intestine. The adverse health effects and injuries mentioned in the NEC lawsuit include, but are not limited to, abdominal distension and tenderness, feeding intolerance, bloody stools, sepsis and systemic inflammatory response syndrome, short bowel syndrome, growth failure and malnutrition, neurodevelopmental delays, chronic liver disease, recurrent hospitalizations, other severe health complications. As the NEC baby formula case gains momentum, its progression through the legal system is a critical aspect to follow. As the number of NEC formula lawsuits increased, the judicial system took steps to manage the cases efficiently. In April 2022, the Judicial Panel on Multi-District Litigation JPML consolidated all federal lawsuits involving infant formulas into a multi-district litigation, MDL, in the Northern District of Illinois under Judge Rebecca R. Palmier. This consolidation, known as NEC Formula No. 3026, allows for coordinated pretrial proceedings, including discovery and motion practice. The MADL process helps avoid duplicative efforts and inconsistent rulings and promotes the efficient resolution of cases with similar factual allegations. Several cases outside of the MADL have already gone to trial in the NEC lawsuit. These initial trials serve as test cases, helping both sides gauge the strength of their arguments and potential jury responses. Initial trial results NEC Bellwether trials include a $60 million verdict against Meade Johnson in an Illinois state court case, a $495 million verdict against Abbott Laboratories in a Missouri state court case. 2 of 3 2024 NEC trials, the first to be tried, resulted in significant results for the plaintiffs. These significant verdicts may impact future settlements and the overall trajectory of the NEC baby formula litigation. Families may be eligible to participate in the NEC lawsuit if they meet the following criteria. Their infant developed NEC after being fed cow milk-based formula, such as Similac or Enfamil, in the hospital or after discharge. It's important to note that eligibility criteria may vary depending on specific circumstances and state laws. Use the chatbot on our website, TruLaw.com, to receive an instant case evaluation and determine your eligibility to join others in filing an NEC lawsuit right away. Families participating in the NEC lawsuit may seek compensation for various damages, including but not limited to past and future medical expenses, pain and suffering of the infant, emotional distress of family members, lost wages for caregivers, lifetime care costs for infants with long-term complications, wrongful death damages in fatal cases, other economic damages, other non-economic damages. The specific amount of compensation will depend on the individual circumstances of each case, including the severity of the NEC long-term prognosis and the strength of evidence linking the formula to the condition. It is best to consult with an attorney to determine potential compensation based on the details of your case. TruLaw is actively advocating for families affected by NEC linked to cow's milk-based infant formulas and accepting new clients in the NEC lawsuit. Our commitment is to provide justice and compensation for those impacted by medical malpractice and defective products. We leverage our expertise in the legal landscape, our understanding of medical complexities, and our ethical approach to each case. TruLaw has a strong record of working with partner law firms to hold large corporations accountable, ensuring they meet consumer safety and transparency obligations. Focusing on a value-driven approach ensures that each client receives personalized legal guidance and support throughout their legal journey. If you or someone you know has been affected by an NEC case related to infant formula, we encourage you to visit our website and use the chatbot for an instant case evaluation. Connect with an experienced NEC lawyer immediately to explore your options for pursuing a lawsuit and to understand more about your rights and potential compensation. Visit TruLaw's website today to see if you qualify